I'm feeling high.
Molo, I am Ayonominentle, and thank you for clicking on this video. If you are already a subscriber, then welcome home. If you aren't yet, then you definitely should subscribe if you are into lock hair content, career content, and anything curiosity filled, because we are a curious bunch over here. Today's video is about how to create a winning CV without any work experience. We will be using an example where we're using two different job adverts, where one is on a job listing platform and one is a job posted by the actual company. So come along with me and let's get you your winning CV. Okay, so let's get into the two different kind of job ads that you will see online. One is a type that's listed on a job listing platform, and the other is one that's posted directly by the company, so they will be handling their applications and shortlisting. Firstly, when it comes to the one that is posted by the company, they usually have three different sections. The first section is usually a job description section. It's sometimes titled job description, but essentially what that first section is doing is introducing you to the company, what kind of work culture they have, what kind of people they have in their team, and the business itself with its vision, its objectives, and its plans. They're basically giving you an introduction of who they are and where they want to go, hopefully with you. Then the second part is usually one big part divided into two, which is essentially what they're currently looking for. The first part will be describing your role, or the role of the person they're currently looking for, what they would be doing on a day-to-day basis, and what it is that they need them to know to be able to apply on that day-to-day basis. A lot of this is specific to the organization itself because of its needs, its size, and where it is in its business. Then the second part of the currently looking for section, which is now the third part of the full job post, is usually their requirements. Here it's quite strict. They know what qualifications they want, how much work experience they want the person to have, if they want you to have any projects that you've done in the past or any records of long-standing work, they usually include it in this section. I highly recommend that you go through this section first in any job post, because chances are if you don't qualify in this section or you don't have the necessary requirements, those are usually the things that they use to cut people down on the shortlist to interviews. These are usually the biggest deal breakers for any job post. So I highly recommend that you look at these first with every job post to make sure that you actually qualify for the job itself. This could save you a lot of your time. A lot of the times you would just be wasting your time getting your CV ready for a job application where your CV won't even be read by anyone. So trust me on this. Look at the job post carefully. First part that you should read is the last part, the one that's written requirements. If you qualify there at least 90% or 9 out of 10 things, then you can still have a shot, and you should definitely get to creating your winning CV for that job application.
So as you can see in this job ad, Coinbase starts off by describing themselves to you on who exactly they are in the world, what do they do, where do they exist in over 100 countries, the kind of work dynamic that they have. They are a remote company, or they're mostly remote. They describe the kind of work culture that they support and they've created an environment for. And they also describe the kind of person that you would have to be in order to fit into their team. The main reason why companies do this is because they want to attract the right people. They want the right people to really feel like they resonate with what they believe so that they can apply. Now, what's very important is that you should see that this section includes all the keywords that you should make sure that you include in your CV when you are discussing yourself as a professional and discussing the skills that you bring to the team. as well as your mindset.
So now that you know the 3 different sections in a job post advertised by a company, let's go into how you should tailor your CV for this particular application.
I'm feeling high.
Okay, now let's talk about where you're going to find these keywords that you're going to be isolating. You're going to find this throughout the job post. Very important. So firstly, in that first section where they're describing to you who Coinbase is, what they do, what kind of people they hire, this is where you want to use a lot of the keywords to describe yourself, to describe the kind of team that you believe in, the kind of social experiences that you've had and that you support. And this is where you can also pick up a lot of the different stories that you can pick out, or your professional experiences that you can pick out for your interview, where they ask you, tell us a time where you were hardworking and overachieving. This is where you can see all of the different things that you can prepare to discuss for your interview. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is I'm isolating all of the different things, or the descriptive words that they are using for the person that they're looking for, the type of work that they are looking to do, where they're wanting to do it, what they want you to know, like trading, storing, staking, and using crypto, which means that they do want to ask you a lot of deep questions about the technical work that goes into cryptocurrency, as much as they also really like the fact that you will just be someone who is excited about crypto. They also need you to have a lot of technical knowledge. And of course, there's a very big emphasis on wanting someone who is very proactive here. So you could look back at all of the experiences that you have that clearly show with a lot of credibility how you were able to use your ability to be proactive to be successful. And as you all know, that soft skills are something that are predominantly becoming very important in the workplace. So things like being able to embrace feedback and be able to constantly innovate and disrupt yourself, and be constantly competing basically with your old innovation, so that you can always be objective. When things don't work, they no longer work. So you need to be able to prove how you've been able to do that. And they also have a very strong emphasis on being mission focused. And remember, earlier on they did very clearly state what the mission is, which is economic freedom for all. So remember that these are the type of things that they want to know about you. Is that where your heart is that where your mind is? And for you to be able to describe yourself in your CV as someone who shares what they also believe in as a company. Another part where you can, like I said, you can find all of these keywords in the whole job post. And you can also find ones where, if you want to isolate skills based on experience, you'll find these where they are describing the job and where they are describing the kind of deal breakers that they have about experience. If they say 8 years experience in, I'm not sure what I could say, 8 years experience in actual crypto, you could then go back and see how you have some sort of 8 years experience, even if it's not in one role or role explicitly. You could see how you have had that kind of experience.
The second kind of job posts are the ones that are put on job listing platforms. These are usually very automated and very easy to screen out any applicants that do not qualify for the minimum requirements of the job. In their description, they're also very straight to the point. They usually have 2, 3 to 4 lines maximum of the experience that you should have and the skills that you should possess. Now with these job posts, you need to be very, very diligent. We are going to be looking at a job post on the platform Indeed, and I'll show you how easy it is to be able to upload an online CV on the platform and be able to be straight, direct, and very quick with your applications.
So this is the job listing platform called Indeed. You can make an account here using your email address, and I've just made one, and I'm just going to be clicking on the first job that I see just so we can see what the job post usually looks like on a job listing platform, how you can isolate the keywords there so that you can put in the relevant information. And we're going to be seeing what the online CV looks like, but I'm not going to be filling it in. We're just going to be seeing the different places where you can place your relevant experience for this job. So as you can see, the description for this job post is more on the lines of describing what role you will be playing as someone who's applying for this job, your duties, and less of who the company is and less of what kind of culture the company is building. And after that, they go on to the very short section, as you can see, very short section of the deal breakers and what the actual minimum requirements for this job is. And that is minimum of 2 years experience in customer care or sales, minimum of grade 12, strong administrative skills, high level of computer literacy, and high level of being able to articulate yourself and write well. So those are the things that you need to be highlighting. These are the keywords pretty much. Very short, very straight to the point. So now you know when we go into adding the information on the CV, that is what we're going to be highlighting on our side first. As much as the job showed having duties and roles in social media and other skills that are outside of the ones mentioned in the very important deal breaker section, that shows that they are willing for you to be able to learn on the job, because it's not a deal breaker in the minimum requirements. So let's just create an online resume just so we can see what it looks like. Like I said, I'm not going to be filling it in. We're going to be going through where you would fill in information about your experience or anything that shows that you meet the minimum requirements for this job application. So once again, one of the things that are very big no-nos for a CV, you should definitely never give out your address or your ID number. That is sensitive information. I'm going to see here. So the platform says that they only take your street address to be able to give you specific locations for jobs, and the information is not visible to anyone else besides you. I understand why a platform would have to do this, because they would probably have to also target different job applications for different people just to encourage you to apply, because you'll be seeing more relevant posts. So this would be up to you on a platform, but on an actual CV in a document, you should definitely not upload a CV with your address or your ID number on it. You could be risking identity theft. So as you saw previously, one of the minimum requirements is grade 12. So you need to make sure in your education that is clear. I just said I don't want to fill in any more information at this time. Like I said, I'm not going to be filling in the CV, but you definitely should. So when it comes to work experience, you would probably have little or no work experience, but remember, you can always use non-formal experience as something that was in a professional environment. If that was the case, for instance, if you were in a research project, that is a professional environment, even though you are not formally employed. So at the end of adding everything, this is basically what your CV, your online CV would look like. And there is an option there at the end to add different sections. And if your experience as non-traditional, you could add it in that section, or you could be able to discuss it as a work experience that obviously is not necessarily traditional, like a project, but always make sure that you were able to isolate the skill and discuss the relevant skill that would be important to this job. So this platform also gives you basically all of the different options, whether you want to create an online CV or you want to be able to upload a PDF or a doc as well, or you want to apply without a resume, because this job allows you to do that. So previously, when we were doing the professional profile, basically what you are doing with that is that you are doing the mixture of a cover letter which explains that you're a good fit and a CV where you are highlighting your experience. That's pretty much what a professional profile is. And when you have all of those keywords in one area like that, it really does pick up very well if you are applying to a company that has the ATS system, where they are able to use software to read your CV. So yeah, this is pretty much what the online CV would look like.
We've now come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I hope this video was very helpful for you, whether you're trying to start a career or level up in your current one. Please connect with me on your way out on all of my socials so you can let me know what video you'd like to see me do next. Until then, all the best with everything, and God bless you.